Hi, I'm Mack, and I'm on a mission to see the hurting get healed and the healed go out and heal others, in order for all of us to experience the true love and light we desire. This podcast is me sharing my journey with you, so you don't feel alone in your journey. Welcome to the Golden Rule Revolution. Hello, brothers and sisters, and welcome back to another episode of the Golden Rule Revolution. I am Mack, and thank you for joining me on this journey to see humanity heal. I recently finished the manuscript for my second book, and the book's going to be called The Golden Rule Revolution: Healing the Heart of Humanity. It is a book I've been working on since 2018. It is my heart's passion. It's my heart's mission. It is a little bit of my story, infused with philosophy and history and self-help. And it brings solutions for how we as humanity can heal. So this episode is about your journey right now, wherever you are in the world and wherever you are in your life circumstances, to take a deep breath. Come to the place of presence. And really, my dear brother and sister, look within. Inward reflection leads to outward correction. This is a quote that came to me the night I attempted suicide when I was 20 years old. Inward reflection leads to outward correction. For so long, we have been trained to look outward. Outwardly does not lead to outward correction. Only inwardly leads to outward correction. King David said in Psalm 119, verse 56, I thought on my ways, and I turned my feet unto thy testimonies. It's when we go within and look at what triggers us, what hurts us, what shame and fear do we carry, what pain from our past are we still trying to avoid looking at because it was too painful then and it feels too painful now. This is our time, dear brothers and sisters. The world is so bizarre. Doesn't matter what way you look at it. It is a bizarre world. But what's so cool is, as crazy as the outward world looks and feels and seems, it can do very little to our inward world when we go in and find our presence, find our grounding, find our soul's ignition to light ourselves up. It reminds me of a story when I was a reporter down in San Antonio, Texas at the Fox affiliate. I was doing it. I had a segment every night between the sports segment and the weather segment. So people watched my segment every single night. And San Antonio has a 70% Hispanic population. So I did the story on the second oldest bakery in the United States and the oldest bakery in Texas. It was down in San Antonio, and bakery in Spanish is panaderia. The only issue is I can't roll my R's. So I tell the story, and it was funny, and all these sweet old ladies that had been working there for years were showing me how they make their conchas and their little breads. And it was a great story. But when I got back to my desk after presenting the story live on TV, I had a viewer call me. And she's like, Lucas, if you're going to be on TV in San Antonio, you got to learn to roll your R's. And I was like, I can't roll my R's. And she's like, well, you need to take Spanish classes. And I said, I've taken 5 years of Spanish and I still can't roll my R's. And she laughed and I laughed. And I was a little embarrassed, but it's true. I have attempted my whole life to try to roll my R's and I cannot do it. And the viewer actually told me that kids in Mexico, it's considered a speech impediment for those that can't roll their R's. But it had me realize something. As we are looking at the world as it is, or how it's presented to us, and we're trying to find like-minded souls to link up with on this journey, we need to find those that can understand our message. And what I learned from that viewer was, it's not the message conveyed it's the message received. How do people receive your message and my message? And if they cannot receive your message, they might not be the right audience or the right people to be around. If they can receive your message, then they are the right audience. You're conveying the right message, and you will build a deeper relationship. So as we go within, see, this all ties to first inwardly understanding ourselves and freeing ourselves from the pain and the trauma and those memories that we just don't want to look at. Doesn't matter if you're male, female, what age you are, what race, what religion. Every human being on this planet carries some sort of emotional pain and trauma, which is keeping them, if left unhealed, from stepping into the fullness of who they're intended to be in this world. And when you can do that work and you can find other people who are doing that work, or as you do the work, you step into the power of vulnerability, can take your mask off, you allow other people to feel safe enough to do the same. And this is what my book is about. It is what my heart is for, is to see people heal and the healed go out and make social change in this world. See, the dark consciousness is trying to keep humanity under subjugation by using fear. Fear. It's very simple. What you are afraid of, you are slave to. This is important to understand. What you are afraid of, you are slave to. Jesus said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Freedom is a byproduct of truth, and truth can only come forth in the presence of love. Which is why going internal, finding ourselves, looking at all those things that were not done in love to us and transmuting them and releasing them and speaking to them and getting them out of you creates more space for the love of God to fill your mind, your body, your heart, and allow your soul's fullest expression through you, in you, and by you. When you do this, as I do this, we create a ripple effect in this world that is unmatched by any marketing campaign or inertia of the dark consciousness. It cannot extinguish light. Darkness is not a counterforce to light. Darkness exists in the absence of light. You've never opened a closet door and braced for darkness to spill forth onto you. You know intrinsically when you open that door, light goes in, darkness goes away. Darkness has no power of its own. The only way it tricks you in that it has power is it keeps you in fear, and fear keeps you slave. But it is time, dear brother and sister, to do the inner work to heal from that which is keeping you bound and not free. And when you do this, and every person you do this, and when you share your story vulnerably and powerfully, other people are inspired to do the same. I wrote in my first book, inspired people inspire people, but conversely is true as well. Uninspired people uninspire people. And the choice whether we will stand in the Spirit, which is what the word inspire means, in the Spirit, we will stand in the presence of God, walk in that place. See, God is not a man. This is an interesting conversation we've been having in our home lately. God is masculine and feminine energy, not a man. Jesus said God is not a man. God is a spirit, and those that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. The gender that we ascribe to God is only we talk to God in the masculine form, he. But certainly God receives our love, which is the feminine form. See, in Hebrews, in the Bible, it says, the book of Hebrews in the Bible, it says, for our God is a consuming fire. And fire emits and consumes at the exact same time, which is what God is. So when you can come to that place and give all the fear, all of the pain, all the horrible memories that you've carried, and give it back to God, who can consume it and transmute it inside you and fill you with more love and boldness and fire and passion and purpose. You can be an unstoppable force wherever you go. And this is what our world needs right now. See, when we don't understand the audience that we're speaking to, the people that surround us, when we don't have a good understanding of their worldviews and how they receive information, it's like when I was on TV and I gave a great story, but I didn't speak the language of my audience and I never truly fit in. And instead of you trying to be in someone else's audience, my encouragement is to be an invitation for others to be part of your audience, to join you on the mission as you join me on this mission. This is a global movement. This is the Great Awakening. What is being awoken within us? First of all, that there is divine love waiting for each and every one of us. And it is infinite and eternal, and it is unconditional. And the only way that we are kept from it is when we stay in fear and we look down instead of look in, and we look down instead of look up, and understand that every good and perfect gift comes from God. Atheism is a modern day phenomenon. It is a fallacy. It is a propped up ideology that has destroyed the soul of our society. For every ancient world and peoples and cultures, the elites, everyone believes in a deity, a spiritual realm. But they have used the ideology of atheism to undercut the very creature, humans, who were made in the image of God, and taken our vision away of our rightful heirs and the rightful honor we are deserving of, which is to be the light and love of God in this world. So this podcast today is a short message to encourage you, dear brother and sister, to do the inner work, for the world is shifting very quickly. And if you think, oh, I'll get to it, or I'll maybe heal sometime down the road, or I'll focus on that later. Later may not be available. We don't know what tomorrow holds. You only have the very now moment. And my encouragement is for you, dear one, to heal, to finally find the courage to speak about the most painful things that have ever happened to you, so that you can be free. You are not deserving of anything ever that hurt you. This is an incredibly important point. You did not deserve it. However, because you went through it, you are stronger than it. So you are the hero of your own story. You're just lost in a wilderness right now, and this calling is for you to come back and reclaim your power, reclaim your purpose, and reclaim the beauty that is within you. Don't let fear keep you from being the light and love and hope and inspiration in your life and in someone else's life. We get to be the change we want to see. We get to be the hope we want to feel. We get to be the light that emits, that keeps and steers people from going in the wrong directions. Not because we preach at them, but because our very beingness, our very light and life is exemplary of what that can be. So I hope this message blesses you wherever you are on your journey. I hope you know that there is infinite and unconditional love waiting to fill you more than you can ever fathom. And it happens as soon as you're willing to go within, inwardly reflect, release all the pain, receive all the love available for you, and let your light shine. I love you all, dear brothers and sisters. I bless you all. I am Lucas Mack. This is the Golden Rule Revolution, and I'll talk to you on the next episode. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for listening. For support in your journey, go to my website, lucasmack.com.